Alright guys, so what I wanted to do right quick before I get back to the truck is tell you a little bit of history. So there's a mountain right over there. This is pretty cool. I may have mentioned this in a video before, but it's really worth mentioning. There's a mountain over there called Wall Mountain, and there was a railroad before the Civil War that started in Charleston, I believe. You guys can look it up and check me on this, but I've studied up on it a little bit just because it's in this area, and I believe that's the actual mountain right over there. And okay, so the railroad started in Charleston, and I believe was going to go through to maybe Chattanooga or Knoxville somewhere, and I forgot to strap my helmet so that might bang around a little bit. But anyway, in Walhalla, South Carolina, there's a tunnel called Stump House Tunnel. Worth visiting. It goes back in, I think, about 1,400 feet, and they actually started from the other side and was going to meet in the middle, and the Civil War happened. So all my life my grandfather would take me there. Clemson University grew blue cheese in there. Just a neat little area to go, you know, really cool acoustics. You could take a guitar in there and it sounded like you was in a concert hall. But anyway, that railroad was, that tunnel was hand dug. Now I think they may have had some blasting, but they hand drilled it and they blasted it with powder, not dynamite, because that was in the early mid 1800s. I think the Civil War started in 1860s, correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, I was up here one day on this road, and I was on the far end of this road, and I saw a sign that said there's 2 more tunnels a few miles east of here. And I think it said maybe 3 or 4 miles. So I knew where the tunnel was that I know Stump House is about 12 miles away. So I was like, well, that's weird. So I started doing some research, and couldn't find out anything at all. So one day I was digging around and I saw a picture of a tunnel up here, and it's very secret. So I found it. One end of it is in the Chattahoochee National Forest, and the other end is on private property. So near where I was, where I started this video recording just now, this clip of it right here, it was it's very close to that area. So from what I found out, the reason that you can't really go to it is because Georgia, I believe Georgia State University has some studying on bats there, and there's a disease that bats get, not the coronavirus. There's a disease bats get, and I don't know exactly what it does, but they're studying that because it's kind of wiping the population out maybe. But anyway, what I was going to say is the end that I saw only goes back in about 50 or 60 feet. Hardly anybody knows about it. It's really cool. I had to really talk to some locals and get some help to help me find it. But I thought you guys would like that. It was hand dug, and the same thing, they were digging from each end, and they just put their picks down and left because the Civil War happened, and they went, and all the well-bodied men in the South went to fight for the Confederate Army. So the tunnels never got done, and I thought it was cool because could you imagine if that train track, that railroad finished, Blue Ridge Railroad, it would have changed this whole area. I think like Clayton, Georgia, and you know, all of Rayburn County could have been completely different because of rail. You know, rail stations, the cities grow up around rail stations back in those days, and I think it would have changed this whole area. So it's crazy how things happen. So there's also another tunnel near the South Carolina-Georgia line, and I kept digging and digging and tried to find out about it. As a matter of fact, I may possibly be in this area right here. But this road, when they were building it, they had to fill it in, from what I heard, because, you know, maybe not when this road was just a pig trail or whatever, but when they really started grading around for a 2-lane highway, 2-lane road like this little store right here is super cool. Check that out. I got a picture of my bike in front of that store. It's just a neat little area right here. But this road, I guess they had to fill that one in. So from what I read, that's like one of the first railroads in the South where instead of building trestles across mountains and valleys, I mean, they dug under the mountain. So my grandfather used to bring me up to the Stump House, and like I said, if you're in the area, it's actually a state park, and I think it's free, and you can walk back in there. Now you can't go all the way back in like you could when I was a kid, because it has an air shaft that goes from the tunnel up to the top, and some rocks were breaking free from that, and I think somebody may have gotten injured. I think it may have hit them in the head and injured them. But let's see, this is where we parked at, right here, I believe. I think so, yeah. Oh no, well, let's see. No, I'm sorry, this isn't where we parked. We got to go a little bit further. Would be a cool road to check out, though. I've probably been up it. But anyway, guys, I just thought I'd share that little piece of history with you. It's just neat that far back in history they were digging through a tunnel big enough to fit a freight train through, or a passenger train. So I almost stopped and asked that lady at that store that I stopped at if there's a possibility that I could do some videoing and photos of that, if she knew about that tunnel. And maybe they own it or something, the property, I don't know. But you know, maybe one day. Anyway, you guys, you know, come hang out with us again. This might be one of the last riding videos I can do. I'm going to do some reviews and stuff like that soon, and some camping gear. And by the way, speaking of camping gear and all these campgrounds around here, reminded me, you guys go check out my people over at motorcampnerd.com. They got some awesome. We got to cross the river here. It's pretty cool. They have all kind of awesome, really good quality, good price camping gear that's kind of geared for moto camping, so you can, you know, lightweight, pack it away. They got giant loop panniers. I got to set them my giant loop motor trek panniers from them, and I really like them. They're great. I mean, those things they look like they could be bolted to a military vehicle. They're soft panniers, but they're just great. But anyway, go check those guys out. I'll leave a link down there below, a little link for them. And super good people. They'll do you right. You watch them on holidays and stuff. They do really good discounts. And they have an Instagram with the same name, Motocamp Nerd. And go check them out. And you guys, leave me a like down there, comment below, and come back on the next one. Hopefully we'll do some camping gear reviews here pretty soon before it gets back time to ride again in the spring. So appreciate you riding along, guys. We'll see you on the next one.